tremendous effort by the Florida defense. We're going to talk with linebacker Brandon Spikes. And first of all, that's a pretty doggone good effort there by the D, huh?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we kind of prepared hard this whole week. You know, we was looking forward to coming out and taking the challenge. We heard they was going to run the ball, and we just wanted to get out there and hit them in the mouth and execute.
They come here to try to beat us, and we got to protect this house. We worked too hard in the offseason. Everybody know that. 6 o'clock in the morning, we together. We together going hard, all for one reason. And that's get back to the SEC championship. You get back. Now that's why. And I got another question. I already know. I already know. I see it with everybody. I can feel it. Y'all boys ready? Hell yeah! That's our job. We're a team, and our job is to go play defense and get the ball back to y'all the whole game.
Running fires. It's intercepted. Spikes. Touchdown.
The whole team, it was a total team effort, man. Everybody came out, did their job. Like Coach asked us to do, hey, we got to do it again. Let's just roll, man. Let's roll, man. Let's roll, man. What's up? Hey.
Bike ride on the way into work every morning is great for me mentally because it prepares me for the day, and I normally take the scenic route. You know, we got a beautiful campus. Any chance I can get outside and get me some vitamin D, get the sun on me, it kind of charges me up for the day. And honestly, you know, I have an older brother in prison, and you know, most people take for granted being outside, being able to look up at the sky. I try to, you know, enjoy all of that and really, you know, and really take in the fact that I'm super blessed to be where I am today. I have a lot on the plate right now, but that's okay. You know, I got plenty of motivation from my beautiful mom. She always stayed on me. You know, it's been 14 years since I came back, so I promised her that I'll complete my degree and I'll be one of the first in the family to do that. So I'm super proud about that. And my daughter, you know, I always, you know, instill in her that if we start something, we're gonna finish it. So I had to, you know, live up to that also, because I couldn't preach that to her and not, you know, finish my degree. So I wanted to do that and accomplish that. Good morning. It feels good, you know, that I'm working towards something every day and contributing here back with the guys, you know, trying to give them my experience, my mentorship, and whatever I can do to help the program get back to the top. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just fortunate enough to be able to walk back in this beautiful facility and, you know, enjoy everything that we kind of, you know, help build. So it feels good to be back home. Man, it's been very challenging, you know, just with balancing my businesses, life. You know, I'm a single dad, you know, and, you know, with pursuit to academics, it's tough, but I've been able to manage it and balance it. You know, UF does a great job of making it, you know, extremely convenient with the online program, so that helped me out a lot to be able to juggle different things.
Ultimately, I respect the fact that he wants to be here, but he also has a plan, you know, and there's purpose there. He's done a phenomenal job, and we're excited about the things that he brings to the table for the future.
Any thoughts, feedback there? Those were the main points that I just wanted to make sure that we touched, but wanted to see if there was anything in general before. I think it's a testament to who Brandon Spikes is, the fact that he came back to school to finish his degree, originally started working within the program on the football side, saw what all we were doing in GatorMade, said, I want to do the player engagement piece. I want to be that person that's imparting what it means to be a Gator, that gets to help them personally and professionally and figure out who they are and what this place can truly do for you. For him to so freely give his time and his effort and his energy to say, I want to be in GatorMade, I want to learn from you and your staff, I think that says so much about who he is as a person, his own humility, his recognition of what it means to have the resources that we do, and how he can help continue that for the generations to come.
Being able to work with the GatorMade staff is really fun. You know, we got a cool team. Everybody brings, everybody pulls their weight. You know, we all got different skill sets, but Savannah Bailey, she's our team leader, and she has a great blueprint. You know, some of the stuff she brings to the table is just extraordinary, and our guys have no clue how blessed they are. You know, I think they'll see it down the road, but for now, I'm here to let them know, like, hey, take advantage of these opportunities.
I got a melon pencil. Rated a cool 8.5.
It's delicious. 12 out of 10.
We've been to LA, Miami, you know, we went to Japan, and it was just such a surreal moment, you know, just to share this experience, to share these moments with the guys. You know, I know when I was their age, I never could imagine leaving the country.
There is such a power that comes from, I see myself in you, or I want to achieve the things that you've achieved. I want to learn directly from you. And so when you have someone as football decorated as Spikes, as just what it looks like to succeed in any environment that you walk into, he's someone that's never met a stranger. And we've got guys that say, like, hey, I've learned how to network and work a room because of you and just watching you do your thing. So to have someone come in and really utilize all of their strengths, not just one sliver of it, and show what it looks like to propel themselves pretty much in any space as a Gator for the rest of their lives.
A lot of times football players, they're just kind of in this little square box where they won't get outside and try new things, see new people, learn new cultures, and just to see the guys, you know, take that head on and share new experiences and try to relate to different cultures and learn different things. It was just phenomenal, because that's when you really grow, when you get uncomfortable. I wish I had something like this when I was their age. I feel like I'll be a lot better off if I had a Savannah Bailey or Dr. Ali or Diane in the office.
Thank you. I think one of the greatest compliments we can receive as a program and as a department is, of course, a thank you from a current guy, or a I wish I had this from one of our alum. And so Spikes gets to provide that in real time constantly. As we go to Japan, as he went with us to LA, to Tampa, to Miami, all of these spaces, he's saying, if I were you, I would have done so much with this knowledge or so much with this experience. So they're learning directly from him, but also getting that reinforcement from, hey, this is really important and could change the rest of your life if you let it.
Let's go, Mr. McCray. Let's get it. Football positions, J-Rob.
Well, reality is I know Spikes personally, right? He was in my recruiting area. I've been to his high school. When I worked at Clemson, that was kind of Spikes' recruitment. So I was well aware of him and certainly kept up with him during his career here. And then, you know, having a relationship with the Patriots, to see him go play there and have success. And then it's been special for me to have him back, you know, and have him in the building consistently. Just his passion for the place and how it changed him, the people he met, the experiences that he had here. So part of that championship pedigree, we're trying to connect the past to the future. And I think that's where a guy like Spikes is really, it's been critical for our team.
Oh, hell yeah, Samar! Good play, baby!
The first time I saw B Spikes, it was like, you know, finally seeing the legend in person. It allows me to, you know, ask questions, ask somebody a question that's taking those steps that I want to take and have those awards that I want to have one day. And it's been amazing having B Spikes in the room, you know, just giving me that advice, giving me that input, and those steps that he took to get to the place he is today.
He look like he run hard, too, like. But that's when you run into the ball, that's how you get them little tip picks, fumble recovery, like that. Oh, yeah. That one out, he got on pass. He got on pass. Hey, that what I'm talking about, 14, aggressive.
Yeah, so when you think of a guy like Brandon Spikes, right? All his history, all his the standard that he's upheld here. Him out on the field in his cleats, running drills with us, showing different techniques, and it's just like that's what we want to kind of install in our defense and our linebackers. So just to have the opportunity for him to be around us as a defense as a whole, what he brings to the table is just absolutely tremendous.
Speak up, child. Speak up, Graham. This is not a whisper party. 93,000.
Just watching them develop and watching them grow every day is really, it feels fulfilling for myself, because, I was a young player. I was just trying to figure it out, and, you just don't know. You want to be a great player, but you don't know what it really takes. So I can kind of share the knowledge. I feel like I got the blueprint, the foundation of being a great player. If they just would take my advice and, not try to take shortcuts, I think they can be really good.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I think, and really when you start talking about this place, he's played in these games, right? He's been in that venue we call the Swamp.
Let's go. Finish, dog. We worked too hard. Let's finish what we came for, bro.
He's been on the road in this league, and then he took that experience and that translated to the National Football League. So he's got immediate credibility. And look, I think he's learned some valuable lessons, and I think he's been pretty transparent about that. And I think ultimately there's a lot of young people in our team that they've benefited from that in a major way.
Let's go make it happen.
I'm just there to be that heartbeat, be that voice to, set the tone and let them know the standard.
On the hop, we on the hop, we on the hop.
When you're here at the University of Florida, right, you think about those numbers on the wall. And when that goes along with a name like Brandon Spikes, who's been there, he's been through it, he knows what it takes to get to that level. He knows what it takes to win those big-time games, to make those big-time plays. So, he's on us every day. He's yelling at us, he's screaming at us. He's making sure that he's on our bus to be able to push us to the next level, right? He wants to see us succeed. He wants to see us make those big-time plays and be leaders just like he was. So just to be able to have him in the building overall is absolutely tremendous to us.
You signed up for the show. We the show. Go put it on.
I had been playing football since I was 4 years old, so some of the stuff that the guys do, it brings back that feeling. You can go right back to that moment. They say sounds and smells and stuff that take you back, but just walking on the practice fields, I remember those dog days, those camp days where we was grinding. The Gator Nation had no clue what we was going through. We just wanted to make them proud, and that's what it means to be a Gator.
Got him, see it. 1, 2, 3. Hurry up, hit it, go. Go. Offense, defense, go.
When I first got here, I realized very quickly that the athletes that at Florida was different. You know what I'm saying? Guys were big, strong, fast. It was all across the board. And I knew right then that I was at the semi-level in NFL, and I had made the best decision because that's kind of what I wanted to see if I could play at this level.
Came on final practice in the day. We better get going, because it's going to be Rain Man and Percy Hartman in the backfield. And either one of them can pop it at any time. Rain Man, 15 touchdowns this season. How many touchdowns? What you got, 15 for this year? 15 touchdowns. 2,000 yards. How many yards?
If I was a team right now, junior yards, 2,000.
How many you getting this year? A G. But if you get a G and you have 15 touchdowns, you're going to have more than a G. Well, don't get in right now if you're expecting on getting in. Flag 30, sir. Right there, boy.
This guy looks the part. He looks like a ball player. This guy looks like he was so ready to play football. And, I was excited that he was on my team and I had to go against him.
I realized I loved the game, back in, my Maple Valley days. I was a physical, aggressive player at a young age. So it was my big brother that really turned me into a beast. I always wanted to try to impress him. Like, my big brother was great at everything, football, school, you know what I'm saying? He was the standard. So I just wanted to be just like him. And he was not a little guy, but he played football also, played the linebacker position. And he played violent. He hit really hard, and I just tried to mimic everything he did.
I was hitting kids really, really hard, and their parents didn't like it, and I kind of enjoyed it. So it kind of stuck with me, as I grew.
You don't understand recruiting until you get to the SEC. It's every second of your life. And I remember landing in Gainesville as the head coach coming from Utah, and from the people loading our bags on and off the plane, to the pilots, to the fans waiting outside the fence there at the Gainesville airport, and it was all, what about Tebow? What about recruiting? What about this guy? And so and I loved recruiting, but the indoctrination of what actually takes place in the SEC is beyond intense. Obviously, at the University of Florida, you're in the ballpark with everybody. It's a great place. You got everything you need to get the best players in the country, and we went about it about as intense as I've ever seen. And it became a passion, it became a game, a winner-loser type mentality that once we identify that player, it's a game. You got to go get them. Yeah, Spikes, I didn't know much about him. I knew, I was into speed. I just believe speed and toughness, you will never lose. And when you look at those teams, they're arguably the fastest teams maybe in college football history. And that is including on defense. We had guys that could fly. I remember Doc Holliday bringing this old school Mike linebacker to us, and Charlie Strong was a linebacker coach. And I got involved, but I just listened. My concern was, this does not fit our profile. However, he does fit our other profile: leadership, toughness, and great heart.
They came up to Shelby, North Carolina to see me and kind of try to, sway me to come down to Florida. And I just wanted to go where the best players was going. And, Urban kind of told me who he was recruiting, who he was going to definitely get during the recruiting process. And I was thrilled about that. There was a lot of great players in there. They ended up coming to Florida. And I wanted to be a part of something special.
Because of that Florida duo, Tebow and Mr. Harbin right here, many people think Florida has the #1 class heading into this game.
I just try to let them know that in a few years, we're going to win the national championship.
Well, and I know Gator fans will want to know how you two clicked this weekend, Tim.
Well, we clicked pretty well. He's a great receiver.
A guy named Tim Tebow, of course, he was really adamant about me coming also because he knew he needed me and I knew I needed him. We both kind of, took on those roles as the leaders. He was the leader on the offense, I was the leader on defense.
Well, next year, I will be attending University of Florida.
All right, Urban Meyer gets one of the best defensive players in the country.
We both had a common goal. We both was like-minded, and that was to win. We definitely like winning, but we hated losing. So we had that in common, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Well, my teammates honestly come to mind at first because I know, we put so much work into this, man. We sacrificed so much, so many things we wanted to do, but we knew we had to focus on the task at hand, and that's being legends, being legendary. We all talked about being champions, and, when we first got here, it was just one up there. So it was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work.
Whenever you take over a program, especially the way we do it, it's a drastic change. It's intense, it's discipline. Those who do not work get exposed. Those who do work get celebrated. And we were doing something really that they had not been through.
Man, the work we put in when nobody was watching was just, I can't even put it into words. Honestly, I don't know how I was able to finish some of these workouts.
When they said we train like soldiers, we did. It was special forces, special ops training.
And to go through that, man, you got a decision to make. Because I seen many players quit and go home and just be like, you know what, football might not be for me. I was one of those guys, you know, contemplating walking away. You know, that alarm go off at 5 o'clock in the morning, you got a decision to make.
He wasn't into that. You know, he never really trained like that.
You know, I just thought about my family and I thought about my brothers. You know, that's what got me through a lot of those workouts. You know, it was extremely hard. Definitely the hardest thing I've ever been through in my entire life.
He actually told me, we used to sit down and talk a lot. And I'll never forget one day after practice, sitting out on the cooler, he had kind of a breakdown with me. And he told me he doesn't want to lead. He does not want to be in this situation. To this day, I'm appreciative he told me that, because most players won't say that. They'd fake it. And we went to work on him.
You know, those things was truly a lesson for me to, you know, be tough, have some perseverance. You know, when adversity presents itself, how I'm gonna respond. And I think just going through that back in the day, it helped me out tons.
Once he did, you saw a good player become one of the best players in Florida football history.
Florida won the toss. They have deferred the option to the second half. And that means South Carolina will get the ball. And among those who is deep.
Florida has a huge history here of a lot of great teams, a lot of good players, but I go back to tradition, man. Those guys was big on the tradition here. They was big on doing things the right way, and they was big on representing the University of Florida in the right light.
Pirouette. Second down. Brandon Spikes makes this tackle.
The standard has been elite. You know what I'm saying? Those guys really instilled that in me, and that was another one of the reasons I came out and played hard as I could and try to make big plays, because I didn't want to let those guys that came before me down.
90,000 plus on hand, most of them roaring now in approval.
That was the moments that we kind of fed off of when it got hard. You know, we all just, you know, embraced each other and looked forward to that challenge.
They hand it off to position the ball at the 35-yard line.
And I'll never forget, I had tears in my eyes because I thought our national title hopes was finna go down the drain.
90,000 plus holding their breath. South Carolina has positioned the ball perfectly.
You know, the game was on the line and all they need is one field goal to win the game.
It was a chance to still stay in the hunt for the national championship game. And just the Jarvis Moss, man, he was blown out. And I remember Coach Strong said, let's put someone else in, he's gone. And I called timeout, and I was physically pouring water or Gatorade on Jarvis, because obviously physics and science tells you a 6'5", 6'6" guys got a better chance of blocking a field goal than a 6'2" guy.
Nothing you can do as a coach now. As they say, the hay's in the barn.
Never forget, Jarvis Moss was in a huddle reassuring everybody that he was going to block this field goal. He was going to block the field goal, and don't worry about nothing, it's on me.
And I remember I took my headsets off, and I was like, I couldn't believe it was a jet engine right behind my ear.
We talk about national championships, we talk about SEC championship. None of this stuff is possible if Jarvis Moss doesn't do his job and block that field goal. We wouldn't be talking about 06, we wouldn't be talking about 2008 or any of that if Jarvis Moss don't get it done. You know, we had a guy that said he's gonna do something and he did it, so we knew we could count on him, and he kind of set the standard with that.
There's no doubt that set the standard for that 06, you know, the 06 recruiting class to become what they became.
And this is going to do it. For the second time in 100 years of football at the University of Florida, the Gators celebrate as national champions.
you're a national champion. If you don't believe that, every young person is going to wake up and go on a 91, a 95, a 20. If you don't believe that, you don't understand what just happened. You are the elite of elite. Your lives will never be the same. You're the best. You're national champion.
My first day of class was the national championship day in '06. So it was amazing just to have the opportunity to get in and learn from these guys. That '06 class had a lot of guys who play football. But you had a Tebow that would come in, you know, when they needed short yardage or get the crowd going or get the offense going. You had a Percy Harvin who was becoming, you know, Percy Harvin, you know, from a freshman. Brandon James, who were running back kickoffs. So there were major different, you know, a variety of people I can look at to say, hey, you know, this could possibly be me next year.
And I just know, you know, when I even joined the team and I thought you made my decision to come to Gainesville, I made that decision based on the guys that was coming with me. Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin, Brandon James, they was a huge influence on my decision because I wanted to be a part of something special. They were special. Like when I first met them, I knew that they had that edge, that mentality that I had, and I knew I couldn't accomplish nothing by myself. So I was just really thrilled to be a part of something so special. And we hadn't done much yet, but we all had the same mindset.
So when we got there, the reins were already handed to me. Like, remember, Jarvis Moss didn't come back to school. Siler didn't come back to school. Dallas Baker was gone. Chris Leak was gone. Like, we never even got to see those guys around the facility. So to me, I just saw Spikes being the alpha.
I kind of went out to try to, you know, prove everybody that I was worthy of the position, I was worthy of the spot of being the captain and the leader of the defense. Playing a Mike linebacker at the University of Florida comes with a great deal of responsibility, and that's leading guys, that's being a role model, that's inspiring, that's being, you know, the heartbeat of the team.
Draw play, Foster comes right, met in the middle by Brandon Spikes, number 51. Spikes, who replaces Brandon Siler in that middle spot. They expect big things out of him, Gary.
Sure do. Maybe. Well, 2006, you saw one of the best group of leaders I've ever seen walk out the door. You know, heroes of Florida football. It's only the second national championship, especially on defense. That defense left the room when the season ended. To be as honest as I can, the 2007 was awful on defense. You know, we and Spikes and crew, you know, they just weren't ready for that, to hand them the keys yet. They needed one more year.
Marino up over the top. Did he break the play? Yes. Georgia, touchdown. And here comes the entire team. Watch this for excessive celebration. I can't believe this.
And we lost 3 games because I wouldn't just give in and just be that team captain, be that alpha male, that leader.
It's our job to educate. It's our job to coach. It's our job to prepare. It's your job to lead and play. That's your job.
And we went in hardcore leadership development in 08, spring of 08, and it really worked.
Right out.
And Urban would bring me in his office and be like, hey man, I need you to lead. I need you to be that alpha male that you are. I need you to really take on these responsibilities to lead this team. I need you to, you know, hold these guys accountable, challenge them, because that's in you. They all respect you.
The growth that he made from then, even though he was an all-SEC player, it just amplified maybe 10 times.
The defending national champion LSU Tigers, who lost here 2 years ago, 23-10. To the Florida Gators, who then went on to win the national championship in 2006, a perfect mid-October evening in Gainesville.
The LSU game, from that point forward, and Spikes had one of the best games of his career. From that point forward, that team was by far the best team in the country.
LSU game, you know, we wanted to, you know, they had got us the year before, so we wanted to come in and get some revenge, redeem ourselves, and I'll never forget, you know, I kind of knew what was finna happen just from film study, but I always wanted to be the guy to make the play to change the game.
And as we resume play, 2nd down 8 LSU.
Or checkmate. Urban Meyer used to have a thing where it's checkmate. That means the game is done.
And it's a night game in the swamp. The fans were electric. That was a swamp. That was typical swamp right there.
50-yard line. Here's Lee, right side, intercepted. Second of the game for Brandon Spikes.
I was a little surprised that nobody could catch me since they say I'm slow.
And here goes Spikes.
And he picks that ball off and runs it down the sideline. And then the sucker kicks it in the end zone.
Touchdown, Florida. Now get flagged for that one.
That will not sit well with the coach from Florida.
And I mean, in my heart, I'm saying that was pretty cool, but you know, I have a job to do.
And Urban was he wasn't upset, but he tried to act like it because he came to whisper it to me. He's like, hey, hell of a play, but I'm gonna get on you right here for the camera.
He puts his, Spikes, the way he handles it, he puts his arm around me and said, I got you, God. Just, and I just give him a hug back and, I said, don't do it again.
Let's talk a little bit about the much discussed demonstration by Georgia last year. Does that have a lingering impact?
You know, Vern, usually I say no. I always go X's and O's in talent, but we were here. I mean, this was significant. Georgia called out Florida.
Spikes had this thing where he would, when I would drop down in the box, it's just, I can hear him. And he would call out the plays, and it's just weird. It's like, he's the best linebacker in college football, and he knows that they're about to run the power or dive right here.
Handoff, Marino cuts back, nothing. Oh. Another positive sign for Florida.
When Noshawn ran that ball and Spikes hit him, first thing in my mind is, all right, Spikes smoked him, but now you got to get off him.
Ahmad would be the guy to pull him off. Brandon and Ahmad became the leaders. They were the leaders. I think everybody in that stadium said this one's a wrap.
Every dog had his day. That's all I gotta say. Every dog had his day.
Now, he got a whole year under his belt as a starter. He got a whole year under his belt being the alpha again. And he just turned it on.
Brandon Spikes have the intangibles, the leadership, all that stuff caught up with the physical gifts finally?
I think so. And his physical gift, he didn't play very good a year ago. Brandon Spikes was starting middle linebacker at Florida, and really we didn't have much competition at that spot. Now he's playing like Brandon Spikes. That I keep hearing about Brandon Spikes. Well, now I don't mind saying Brandon Spikes. Our players love him. Our players, we play like 51 plays. We just had, obviously a very emotional locker room, and one of the kids said that we play out 51 plays, and 51's playing pretty good.
He did everything that we needed him to do. He was everything we needed, and we just fed off of him.
I wanted it all on my shoulders. I love the pressure. I love the hype. I love, just the moment, of just seizing the moment, carpe diem. Like, I was one of those guys that lived for the moment. And just to be able to, thrive and have my teammates kind of believe in me and be like, hey, you our guy, you're the leader, you're the captain, we're following you. My teammates, man, I played for them my entire career. It was never really about me. I just never wanted to let them down or the coaching staff. So, thank God I was a part of something special and being able to be a part of a brotherhood that I can, kind of lean on for the rest of my life.
This is what it's about, man. All year, all season, this is what we train for. This is what we train for, this moment. Look at my eyes, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to die for y'all. I'm ready to die for y'all. I'm gonna leave it all out there for y'all, my brothers.
He's got a heart of gold. He's got, he's an alpha competitor, alpha toughness. But the thing that makes Brandon Spikes, he's got a heart of gold. And that means he'll give his shirt off his back. He'll do anything for his teammate. And we witnessed that in 08, and you're witnessing it now.
The third national championship for the University of Florida.
However you want to look at it, top 5 players to ever play at Florida. And me personally, I think Brandon Spikes should be in the Ring of Honor.
He's, regularly said to me, like, this place is my home. They took a country boy from Shelby, North Carolina and made him into a Gator, and being a Gator has made me into the man that I am today. And to see someone be the living, breathing example of that, and to truly show love for this place and what that means, and have it be something that everyone can feel around him, you can't put words to that.
We talk about it's our journey. And I think he's better because of the things that he experienced here, the people that he met, the resources that were available, and he maximized those opportunities.
Brandon Spike.
We welcome you to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium on the campus of the University of Florida. It is Senior Day, and a senior class that has won 46 and lost only 6. And next to be introduced, senior co-captain number 51, Brandon Spikes.
This is home for me. It always have been home. I just feel whole here. It's special. It's really special.